Hello, this is Randy Curvin in Kirksville, Missouri, and this is Rantin Randy's Rant for 8/24/19. All right, while I'm waiting for folks to start gathering, uh, mainly this is going to be about we have a man that has lost his mind running our country right now, right back there. That asshole. Uh, he's coming unglued. Surprisingly, today from the G7, what I saw with him meeting with Macron, uh, he's keeping it together. He hadn't said anything nasty that I know of yet. Hello, Buddy Davis. Hello, Sue Kenworthy. Glad to have you here. All right. Let's see what else I've got today. I'll continue along the same lines. The ravings from this man is the ravings of a madman. He's losing his mind, and his economy is going down the tubes, and he's going to make it even worse. Uh, no one can tell this man anything. He thinks he knows it all. Well, let's look at his record. He has never been successful in casino business. Uh, for example, his ties are made mostly in China, and uh, his MAGA hats are made in China because he will not pay his bills here, but yet him and Ivanka are allowed to do business with China, even though he's having a trade war with China. Now that makes a lot of sense. Hey, B, how you doing? Uh, all right, people are starting to show up, and now he's picking on Jay Powell or Jerome Powell, his pick for the Fed. Now, granted, maybe they raised the interest rate a little too much, but you don't want to lower it in these economic times when he's having a war with Z. I mean, and then comparing Powell to a bigger enemy than the president of China. Oh, that helps out matters, Donnie. You damn dumbass. Damn traitor to our own country. And he went over there to the G7, didn't want to go. He would like to back out, but you can't because you're president of the United States. Their president, not mine. But that's your duty to be over there with our allies. He doesn't understand that word either. He thinks allies are North Korea and Russia mostly. Yeah, dictator. I like that. I like that. That's a catchy phrase. I may start using that. Uh, yeah, looking for the story. Poor little Donnie didn't really want to go to the G7. I guess because his sweetheart won't be there. His wife will be there, but his true sweetheart, Pootie, will not be there. So that's why he was dragging his feet about going. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Dick Trader. All right. Yeah. Rhymes with dictator. All right. All right. Mostly that's what I filled up the page with on page one here. Uh, I thought I would go into some of the things over the years. The man is a racist. He's losing his mind because he knows if he doesn't win this time, he's going to prison. Uh, let's look at his past briefly. All right. This is the man that put out 2 full pages in the newspaper in New York, Central Park 5. He was convinced they were guilty before they even went on trial. It turns out they uh, have proven it wasn't them, and they were released from prison, but that's not good enough for him. That doesn't make them innocent, not in his book, because he went the other way. This man has a sickness. No matter what he does, he never apologizes. That's not like any other human being that I've ever seen. And let's look at the birther movement. He didn't start it, but he helped it along for many years. Erase it. Let's go back to the 70s when they discriminated him and his father with blacks being in their apartments or condominiums or anything like that because they might get welfare like white people don't. Uh, and let's look into the dirty deeds of this son of a bitch in the White House. He wants to take away birthright citizenship. Now, that is a sharp sword right there. Who does he mean by that? Uh, and that's where some of my Republican friends, particularly one I have in mind, he is married to somebody from down in Central America, and he has children with that woman, and he's not worried a bit about this kind of thing. No, Trump and the evangelicals and I've been told by him Jesus is on his side. Complete dribble drabble from this guy, and he doesn't even watch the news. He sends me some of his stuff is out there that he sent me from Fox with Sean Panties in a Wad Hannity. And I told him, I said, I'm going to use them against you, Steve. I'm going to use them against your hero. All right. He retweets conspiracy theorists who called him the second coming of God, and he picks a fight uh, with American Jews and says if they vote for Democrats, they're uninformed and disloyal to Israel. Fortunately, they do vote Democratic, basically. And fortunately, they will again, because this man is melting down before our eyes like a snow cone in July. So I feel good about that, folks. I feel like the more he affects, and his tweets, what drove down 600 points on the stock market, and it's everybody else's fault. That's what he is. He's a narcissist. He thinks everybody else is at fault and he's perfect. Yeah, he's so perfect. He's always made a living off of other people's money because he can't manage shit. And he's showing it more and more in government. He can't do a damn thing. His trade wars were going to be easy. They'll be so easy. It'll be a winning proposition. Yeah, sure was. Oh, and that brings me to now. Let's see, make sure. I need to mark through. Zeph Moulton dropped out of the race. Senator Michael Bennet has dropped out of the race. Well, I am so glad some are realizing they're not going to make it to the finals. So get on out and go back to work. Uh, Further the Democratic cause. That's what we need. We we're going to still have a lot of folks in there for the next debate. So and that will whittle down from there. Let's see what else. Oh, climate change. Uh, I'm proud of the way Macron is standing up for it. Something has to be done. Uh, there's two lines of thought on why the Amazon is burning. Uh, One of them being you clear the land, you can put in real estate developments in place of what we're breathing. That would be a smart move. Yeah, exactly, Sue, because this is another danger. We've already had countries warning not to come here as tourists. And with him wanting to get rid of birthright citizenship, if you disturb Donnie, then you could be either in prison for the rest of your life. That's what Putin does. It puts your ass in prison because you disagree with him. This president is looking seriously at doing that. I have no doubt in all this shit about he's thinking about being in office for 10 to 12 years. Uh-huh. Dictator. And my thing is, if he gets back in, he ain't leaving. And when he's ready to step down, probably be Ivanka next, then Don Jr., and on down through his children. And that could run into past me being 100 years old. Ain't gonna happen. It's a pipe dream that they have. But the problem with climate change and everything else with this madman losing his mind in front of us, where are the Republicans? Crickets again. Oh, uh, I think I put this on page 3. I'm going to speed up and just give that phone number. How about everybody give Moscow Massacre Mitch a call at 202-224-2541. Tell him how, why don't we let everybody know Kentucky's for sale to Russia? Because it is. They're bringing in, he was a part of making sure that the sanctions were taken off of Oleg Deripaska so that they could work out a deal to put in that aluminum plant in Kentucky. And not to say the conflict of interest with his own damn wife being Secretary of Transportation going to provide the good roads to get there. She's not doing it for any other state, just their state. Yeah. Yeah. Total fascism. And let's see. All right. Got that one done. I now X them off that way. And I'm going to start taking them. There are several paper collection places around the area. I'm going to take these old notes and put them in their bin. Uh, we have a dumpster, but I don't want to throw all this paper away. Uh, I like to recycle when I can. That's the reason I've got 3 bags of cans sitting in the floor now. All right, let's get back to it. New York Times, aides alarmed at Trump's erratic behavior. Wow, no kidding. Uh, Trump's wild treats. He orders companies to look for an alternate country to do the trading with. Yeah, again, and this is not the first time he's done this. He thought he could tell auto manufacturers where they can manufacture at. I mean, he's shown from the very start. Go back to when uh, during his convention with the Republicans, he said, "I'm the only one that can solve the problem." I guess he knew then he was the chosen one. Donald Trump is a fraud and a con man. Where's where's Ivanka pulling her $400 million contract with the Chinese to make her line of stuff? When's she pulling that out of China? Or him quit having mega hats made over there? If for 2020 Republicans, you better keep in mind prices for goods under Donald Trump. You think the prices are going to come down because he's convinced he's got to have this trade war with China, and it's going to be between $800 and $1,000 at present. Probably that figure will go up when he applies these new tariffs up to 30%. Yeah, that's a great way for you to run. You can brag about how all of us have to pay out pocket because Donnie wants to play with trade. And someone described it very good on uh, AM Joy this morning. Smash and grab capitalism is what the Republicans are known for. It's what they've always done. That's what they will continue to do. It's going to take a Democrat, like always, to come in and straighten out the damn mess when they spend like drunken sailors. And then a Democrat has to come in and straighten out the situation. It happens time and again. Look all the way back to the Great Depression. Who caused that? Republicans. Look at every recession. It happens under a Republican. This is not bullshit I'm talking about. This is truth. And I'll tell you a little something about, we were talking about at the meeting. And I'll give you a couple of examples. I can't come up with the year on one. I think it was the Pledge of Allegiance was changed and added one line, one nation under God. Also, around that time period, 1957 and 56, they changed Congress wall. I think it's in the Senate to read, "In God We Trust." It wasn't there before. And I remember I started the school in fall of 1957. We did not start doing the new Pledge of Allegiance for about 1 or 2 years because they had to get the words in because they have had you trained from the first grade on how to recite the one we had. It's the only reason I figured it was slower getting to us. Perhaps it was the third or fourth grade before we started doing the new one. And that's another thing that I'll go into just a little bit. Does anyone else remember, uh, being that I'm 67 years old, all the bullshit that we were fed when we were coming through school? Their own government view of our history. We were not told the truth about Native Americans and all that. I remember in particular being in first, second, and third grade talking about uh, George Washington could not tell a lie. He told his father he cut that cherry tree down. And of course, by the time you get to high school, you start thinking, this is a bunch of bullshit they're telling me, what is true and what is not true. All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's all too true. And yeah. Yeah. Everybody's out wondering where, excuse me, wondering where the Republicans in Congress, where are they at? Why are they not speaking out? Because they're scared that Donnie will primary them and they'll be out of office. Does it mean that much to GOP and you Republicans in general? You have no morals, you have no values whatsoever, and you're going to follow this man down. Hell, he's Hitler. He uses the Hitler playbook. The only thing missing from these men right now is to go into military uniforms. And I expect that to happen if he gets back in office. He'll look like Hitler in a uniform. All right. I didn't want to take up a whole lot of time on Saturday. This is Saturday. We have got beautiful weather out there. The only reason I didn't go out there and do my rant from there on the porch again was we have veritable winds. They're at the east southeast at 14 miles an hour, uh, but just as quick, it can be coming behind me and hit that microphone, or and it's 75 degrees with a high of 76. I don't even have on the air conditioner today, and I just turned the fan on low every now and then because it's comfortable in here and we got all the windows closed. All right, I will let you go for today. Taking a break tomorrow, unless shit hits the fan, and then I will be back out here, but it'll be on Facebook. So, all right, all of you have a nice day, and thank you for coming and share this shit. Let me stop and read a few things before I let you go. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Buddy Davis. If the idiot does away with birthright citizenship, then his son Barron should have to be deported. I had a thought about that, buddy. What about Ted Cruz? He's only a U.S. citizen because his mother is from the United States. His father was Cuban living in Canada. So we could get him out of the country too. I'll leave you with that in mind as I leave you. Peace. Resist, persist, and insist that we get this racist, fascist asshole out of the White House and boot that little Nazi in the ass. All right, folks. Have a good one. I love you, America. I love you, Blue Dots. We will make a difference in 2020. Share this shit. Get it out there. Thank you. And I will see you another time on Facebook. Bye bye.
I'm not sure our bread's going to turn out right.